Welcome to Klaipeda. The last time I was here, it looked a little different. I was dressed a little differently, but I'm excited to explore it. I've taken Luke along with me this time. It's the first time he's been here, and first time we're going to see the Baltic Sea together. So,
hi, I'm Laura. 11 years ago, my boyfriend Luke and I set off for a gap year that accidentally changed our lives. Since we left home in 2010, we have lived in New Zealand, Australia, South Korea, Mexico, and are now living in Lithuania. These videos are a small window into the adventures we seek along the way. We started the day at the Vilnius train station, where we grabbed a coffee from the best train station coffee shop to ever exist. And then we hopped on the train straight to Klaipeda. It takes just over 4 hours and costs 20 euros. The weather was meant to be pretty rainy all weekend, but we had 3 full days to enjoy the coast, and I was adamant that we would enjoy as much of it as we possibly could. For most of the afternoon, the rain held out. We wandered the old and new towns and explored along the port area, but it was getting pretty cold and we still couldn't check into our hotel, so we thought we'd visit the Castle Museum.
we are headed to the castle. It's a museum that I didn't get a chance to visit last time I was here, and I think we'll go up to the top. So I've got a little bit of daylight still. That's where we're headed first.
The Castle Museum has a few different parts which cover a lot of the history of this fascinating port city. But soon the museum was closing, and we still couldn't check into our apartment we'd booked yet, and it started to rain. So we did the logical thing and found the nearest bar to save ourselves from getting drenched and to warm up with a cold pint. After a beer or two, we were finally able to head to our apartment and check in and get some rest for a very interesting day to come.
Welcome to a beautiful day here in Palanga. We are on a little day trip from Klaipeda. Thought we'd come and check out the sea and just check out the town a little bit. It's a half an hour bus ride, literally €2, so easy and cheap to get here. And we've been graced with some perfect late autumn weather here in Lithuania, but we're gonna soldier on and hopefully manage to stay dry and see some sights. The glamorous side of travel, standing underneath this thing to shield from the rain, to eat the kibane that I bought from the grocery store. It's very delicious. But because it's, you know, a beach town and it's not great weather, I assumed that not that many places would be open. There are a few restaurants open, but no one's inside them. So glad I brought a little snack along the way, and maybe if I get hungry later we'll pop in somewhere, but it's quite delicious. Not just good for the supermarket, but like good pastry. We don't have much of a plan other than to explore the town a little bit and see the sea, so we've been walking on this pedestrian street here, and I think we're headed towards the beach. It's a beautiful day for it.
It seemed like the rain was finally starting to let up, so we followed this pedestrian street all the way to the beach for a peek at the Baltic Sea. But then the wind picked up as we walked along the pier, and the rain really opened up. It mixed with the sea and the sand, and it felt like we were being pelted by hail, but in a fun way. This weather. It was fun to walk out onto that pier.
and really feel the force of Mother Nature, but now we're soaked. So we're gonna have a little stroll, and then I think find somewhere to have a coffee and warm up, and then I think we're gonna take the bus back. It's not the most beautiful time of year to visit, but seeing the sea like that is pretty special. Well, it certainly wasn't the trip to Palanga that I had in mind, but we had a bit of fun. We're paying for it now with our wet clothes, but it was nice to warm up in that cafe and have some tea, and now we're just wet and cold. So we're headed back to the bus station now to catch the bus back to Klaipeda. We'll have to save Palanga for another visit, another time maybe when it's a little warmer, a little drier. But I'm glad we came. I'm glad we got to see the sea and experience her might at its fullest. But now it's time to head back. So let's go. Good morning. Look at those blue skies. We weren't sure what we were going to do today because we weren't sure what the weather was going to be like. But with these blue skies, it's time to cross over to the Curonian Spit and head to Nida. So let's go.
During the colder months, the ferries and buses aren't quite as frequent. So we ran to catch the ferry that left at 12 p.m. and links up with the 12:15 bus from the ferry port in Smiltene to take us all the way to Nida, along with this new friend we made.
So happy to be back in Nida, even though half the town seems to be under construction. They've taken all the boats out of the water. Oh, it's so beautiful. I think we're gonna head towards the sand dunes, go for a little walk, and then head for some lunch. Oh, it's just so nice and sunny. You can't see how sunny it is. It's so sunny and beautiful. Oh, I love it here.
We walked along the waterfront towards the sand dunes, enjoying the sunshine and that fresh, crisp sea air. It's amazing how much more you appreciate days like this when they don't happen very often. I felt like the luckiest woman in the world as we strolled beneath that sky.
I forgot how steep that climb was, but worth it for this view. When I came up here in September, there were loads of tour groups, tons of people. Look at this, just us. And this person is about to come up into the photo. It's so much quieter. It's nice to take in the views without all the tour buses.
We took a slow walk back down the dunes towards town to have some lunch at the exact same place I had lunch the last time I was in Nida, this smoked fish place.
Time for some smoked fish. Here we go, in here.
Last time I came by myself, so I could only get a small fish, but now that we were two hungry travelers, we could get the big smoked bream to share. We decided to take a break from the potatoes and sour cream for the day and have some smoked fish. This place, Passiona, is
pretty famous for their smoked fish. That's the only thing they do, smoked fish and bread. And then you can get a drink, but oh, that was so yum. Highly recommend.
The sun was getting low, as it does so quickly these days, but we still had about 2 hours until we needed to catch the bus back to the ferry, so we headed for the beach. This time the view wasn't hindered by rain and wind, and we got to walk along the soft sand without getting absolutely drenched. A true gift from the Baltic Sea. Eventually, unfortunately, it was time to say goodbye to Nida, but thankfully we still had a full night left in Klaipeda, which meant a visit to the Švyturis brewery bar, a place that tons of people have been recommending to me to visit, and where we enjoyed some of their best beers on draft.
Our trip to the coast had its ups and downs, that's for sure. But in the end, it was so nice. Nida is such a magical place. I feel so lucky to have been able to see it in the sunshine yet again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.